All right, so welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we're going somewhere interesting.
Yeah.
It's a place I know a lot of you are familiar with already.
Great.
It's the Conjuring house.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, so we're not actually like going back there again.
Right.
But we are going to be talking about something pretty wild that happened after Zak Bagans investigated it.
Yeah, it's one thing to see a ghost or hear a spooky sound,
Right.
but what we're talking about today goes way beyond that.
Oh yeah, this is something else.
Yeah, this is about Zak Bagans himself and how he was affected for weeks after he left the house.
Like physically affected.
Yeah, like really sick.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about this whole thing is that he's been doing these investigations forever.
Right. He's a seasoned investigator.
Yeah, I mean, he's seen it all, right?
Yeah.
But the Conjuring house seems to have really messed with him.
Yeah, and I'm really curious to unpack this a little bit because he describes feeling completely out of sorts.
Yeah.
Like he had anxiety and panic attack.
Even like a sense of dread, like his energy was totally drained.
Right. And he makes it very clear that he didn't feel possessed,
Right.
but he definitely felt that there was something negative like clinging to him.
Yeah, it's like something followed him home.
Right. And this is something that, paranormal investigators have been talking about for years.
Right.
There's this concept of psychic residue.
Psychic residue.
Yeah, like think of it as a kind of energetic imprint that's left behind by intense emotions or, traumatic events.
Oh, so you mean like if something really bad happened somewhere?
Exactly. Like let's say a place where a violent crime took place.
Okay. Yeah.
The fear, the anger, the suffering, all those intense emotions, some people believe that they can actually leave a trace.
Like an invisible stain.
Yeah, it's a powerful image, right?
Yeah.
And some people are more sensitive to these traces than others.
So are you saying that this residue, this leftover energy, it can actually make someone physically sick?
Well, it's not exactly like a virus or anything, but think of it this way. Have you ever walked into a room right after people had a huge argument?
Oh, yeah.
You can like feel the tension in the air, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Even though the argument is over, you can still sense that something happened there.
Yeah. Yeah, like a bad vibe or something.
Right. And now imagine that, but amplified and lingering for years, maybe even decades.
Okay, I'm starting to get creeped out now.
And it's not just limited to places either.
What do you mean?
Some investigators believe that objects can hold this energy too.
Really?
That's why they might focus on, like, an antique doll from a haunted house, for example.
Wow. So it's not just about being in a certain location.
It can be about the things you bring with you, too.
Okay, so we've got Zach feeling super sick after the Conjuring house.
Right.
We've got this idea of psychic residue.
Right.
But here's another thing, and this adds a whole other layer to it.
Okay. I'm listening.
Remember when the Ghost Adventures crew investigated the Conjuring house? It was on Halloween night.
Oh, wow. Halloween.
Yeah, back in 2019.
You always hear that Halloween is the time when the veil between the worlds is thinnest.
Right.
Like it's easier for spirits to cross over or something.
Yeah, like it's prime time for paranormal activity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, do you think being there on that specific night could have amped things up even more?
Maybe like added fuel to the fire, so to speak.
I mean, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah, and even if we put aside the whole paranormal side of this for just a second,
Okay.
there's another piece to think about. Our minds and our bodies,
Yeah,
they're more connected than we realize, right?
for sure.
Like, have you ever heard of the placebo effect?
Oh, yeah.
If you believe that something will make you feel better, often it does, even if it's just a sugar pill.
It's like the power of suggestion.
Right. So in the
Yeah.
same way, if you believe a place is haunted and that you might be affected by negative energy,
Yeah.
your anxiety and fear could actually create physical symptoms.
Oh, absolutely. And Zak Bagans, he goes into these investigations expecting to encounter something. So his belief that something could happen, it could actually be part of what makes it happen.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
In a way, yeah.
So it sounds like Zach's experience could have been a combination of things.
Right.
Like the energy of the house amplified by it being Halloween,
Right.
and then, his own expectations and beliefs about the paranormal.
And that's what makes this so fascinating. It's not just about ghosts and hauntings.
It's about how our minds and our beliefs can shape our reality.
Absolutely.
So even if you're skeptical about psychic residue or the paranormal in general,
Right.
you can't deny the power of the mind-body connection.
It makes you think about all the places where you felt uneasy or even energized for no apparent reason.
Like those places where you just get a weird feeling.
Exactly. Could it be your imagination or is there something more to it?
Is there some kind of energy that we're only just starting to understand?
Those are questions we're all still exploring.
Definitely something to ponder. So thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Conjuring House and the power of belief.
Always a pleasure.
Until next time, everybody.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.